Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Metwalli Amer. I'm a co-founder of SALAM and also executive director. I would like to start the summit by recitation from the Quran by Tulaib. Please come forward.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به ثمرات مختلفا ألوانها ومن الجبال جدد بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود ومن الناس والدواب والأنعام مختلف ألوانه كذلك إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء إن الله عزيز غفور إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه غفور شكور والذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير جنات عدن يدخلونها يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير وقالوا الحمد لله الذي أذهب عنا الحزن إن ربنا لغفور شكور الذي أحلنا دار المقامة من فضله لا يمسنا فيها نصب ولا يمسنا فيها لغوب صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do you not see that Allah sends down rain from the sky, and we produce thereby fruits of varying colors? And in the mountains are tracks, white and red, of varying shades and extremely black. And among people and moving creatures and grazing livestock are various colors similarly. Only those who fear God from amongst His servants who have knowledge, they are those who have knowledge. Verily God is exalted in might and forgiving. Indeed, there are those who recite the book of God and establish prayer and spend in His cause out of what we have provided them, secretly and publicly. They can expect a profit that will never perish, so that He may give them in full their rewards and increase for them of His bounty. Indeed, He is forgiving and appreciative. And that which we have revealed to you of the book is the truth confirming what was before it. Indeed, God is acquainted and seeing of His servants. Then we cause to inherit the book those we have chosen of our servants, and among them is he who wrongs himself, and among them is he who is moderate, and among them is he who is foremost in good deeds by the permission of God. That inheritance is what is the great bounty. For those people are gardens of perpetual residence which they will enter. They will be adorned therein with bracelets of gold and pearls, and their garments therein will be silk. And they will say, Praise be to God, who has removed from us all sorrow. Indeed, our Lord is forgiving and appreciative. He who has settled us in the home of duration out of his bounty. There touches us not in it any fatigue, and there touches us not in it any weariness of mind.
It is my pleasure to not only welcome you to this event, but to commend you, to congratulate you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come to this very, very important event. We advertised it as a Muslim summit for families and youth. So whether you're a youth or whether you're young at heart or whether you come as you are, really the point here is that you are leaders taking this. We are all united by this desire to really be part of the American fabric. One of the missions of SALAM is to build an American Muslim identity. And it's these kind of programs that help us do that. And so I want to take a moment to thank our organizers of the event, Dr. Metwalli, Brother Abdulaziz, who is hiding out there. Sean worked very, very hard to bring this program. It's a very unique program. We hope to do things like this in the future. We're really grateful for you guys to take the leadership role to be part of that. And then I want to thank all our folks who are going to be participating in this event. So again, welcome, and really, really hope you enjoy the day. I think we have a very, very exciting program. I'm really excited to see what we'll learn today. Jazakallah.
I have known Mr. Ben Wagner since 1998, when he assumed community outreach as part of his duties in the U.S. Attorney's Office. Ben Wagner is a person of highest integrity with a sense of fairness and justice. Out of his sense of integrity, he upholds the truth at all cost. He is a respected public leader with an excellent reputation and is heavily involved in the affairs of our community. It was 4 years ago, in May, when SALAM recognized his reaching out efforts to the Muslim community, his leading the efforts of create public awareness of the work of federal law enforcement agencies, and increasing communications and understanding between the Muslim community and federal law enforcement agencies, that SALAM presented him with the Distinguished Award for Exceptional Community and Public Service. On behalf of SALAM and the Muslim community, I wish to express my appreciation to Mr. Wagner and his office and staff for organizing this summit today. Brothers and sisters, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ben Wagner to say a few words.
I want to join Sister Ann in thanking you for being here today, and I want to thank Dr. Metwalli and all the people here at SALAM for making this event possible. Hopefully you will find it useful and practical, and I want to encourage you to sort of participate and ask questions along the way. So people who don't know what my office is, and that's a lot of people. A lot of people confuse our office with the California Attorney General's office, with the district attorney. So I'm the U.S. attorney. My boss is the Attorney General in Washington. I was appointed by President Obama to be the U.S. attorney for this district. We call it the Eastern District of California. It's a district that stretches from the Oregon border down to the Los Angeles County line. And it's everything internal in the state of California, not the Bay Area, not the coast. It's about 34 counties, the Central Valley, the Sierras, and some other parts of the state. And my office has the responsibility, as the name implies, we are the lawyer for the federal government. And so we represent the federal government in lawsuits in federal courts, either when some agency is initiating a lawsuit or being sued. And then what we're probably most known for, and what we spend the majority of our time on, is we are also the federal criminal prosecutors. So we prosecute violations of federal law. And those range the gamut from child exploitation cases to mortgage fraud cases to national security matters to narcotics and violent crime, just a whole raft of federal criminal violations. And we have attorneys in Sacramento and in Fresno who do that. So one of the things that the Department of Justice generally, and my office in particular, has tried to focus on over the last few years, among the many, many different things that we do, one of the things that has been a priority lately is increased engagement with the Muslim community. And it's something which people who know me and my background, it's something I've been interested in for many years. I've lived in Muslim countries, I've worked in Muslim countries. It's always been an interest of mine. But fortunately, it's not just an interest of mine, it's also a priority in the Department of Justice to be more engaged with the Muslim community. There was a lot of mistrust and distance, I think, between the federal government, particularly law enforcement, and many people in the Muslim community after 9/11. And of course, with all of the tragic things that are going on in the Middle East right now, and the threats over there and here, there's a danger of that being that gap being a really unfortunate thing for the community. We want to try to build bridges, build understanding, not just short term. This isn't just about sort of a reaction to what's in the news. It's a long-term process. One of the things about the Muslim community, and I was glad that Ann mentioned that one of the things that the SALAM Center is trying to do, and always has been a leader in doing, is sort of defining an American identity for the Muslim community in this area. And we really share that goal. And one of the things that we want to promote, not just in the Muslim community, by the way, but in many of the other communities in this district. We spend time with the Southeast Asian community. We spend time in the Latino community. One of the things we want to do is to welcome people of all communities into government service, into the practice of law, into law enforcement, and so that we, as your servants, we are public servants, we respond to the taxpayer, we respond to the residents of this area. We need to understand, not only understand your all's interests, your concerns to more effectively represent you, but we need to reflect who you are as a community, the whole community. So over the long term, one of the things that I think is very obvious to everybody is there are not enough Muslim Americans in law enforcement, in government, and in practicing law generally. Many people in the Muslim communities have roots in countries where law enforcement is not trusted, where the legal profession is not respected. It's often in countries where it is the service of a system that is viewed as corrupt. And in this country, it's quite different. And so traditionally in the Muslim community, as many of you know, the path forward has been through engineering or through business and things like that. And I don't want to talk that down because my son's in engineering school, so I'm not going to say anything negative about that. But we want to encourage people to think about, in this country, think about careers in law, in government, in law enforcement. And so one of the things that we hope to accomplish today is to share a little bit about sort of who we are. And when I say we, I don't just mean my office, although that's part of it. But I mean more generally people in government, in law enforcement, and in the law. So hopefully what we'll accomplish today, what we've tried to do is put together an agenda which has things that we think are interesting that we want to share with the community, but in the course of that, get sort of share with you kind of some of the things that we do, that we spend our time on, some of the things that we're thinking about, some of the messages we're trying to get out to the public, but also hear from you and answer your questions and have kind of a dialogue and a discussion about what we do, about law enforcement, about careers in government, about the practice of law, those kinds of things. So I hope that as we go forward, it'll be sort of interactive. We're a small enough group that we can just put our hands up, answer questions, interrupt, because our goal here is not so much to kind of preach, but just kind of expose to everybody, these are kinds of things we're interested in. What are you interested in? How can we answer your questions? How can we get you engaged and interested in careers in the law, in what we do? And even if you're not at a stage in your life when you are looking for a new career, if you just, if we can answer your questions and kind of expose a little bit more about who we are and what we do so that you can spread that around the community, then that would be a benefit to all of us.
Sean Vassar is working also with Ben, and he's really a great guy to work with, by the way. We have been working with each other and meeting and phone since last December to prepare for this summit. So I'd like to sit down and relax and listen to the program. So I'd like to ask Sean to come and take over the program and introduce the speakers. Thank you, Sean.
This summit's really my first opportunity to work so closely with Metwalli and SALAM, and I got to say it's just been a fantastic experience. It's so rare to meet people like Metwalli and Ann who are just so dedicated to helping their community and bettering their community and building bridges, and it's just been a truly fantastic experience. So just a little bit about myself. 5 years ago, I was very fortunate to have the professional opportunity to start working for Ben here, to host community events like this, very generally to just reach out to the many different communities in the Eastern District of California, call the area their home. And that's very much turned into a personal passion of mine, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to join with you all here today. So as Ben mentioned, as we work our way through the agenda here, let's keep it informal, let's keep it fun, let's keep it interactive. Please do ask questions. All of the presentations you'll see today have a question and answer session built into the end of them. And please do ask questions. It helps to guide our presenters. We're here to learn from each other today. So having a dialogue, I think, would be of great benefit to us, I know. And hopefully we'll have some interesting information that you will also find useful. So I'll mention a few, sorry, I walk a lot as I speak, so I'm doing my best to anchor myself down to the podium. I'll mention a few resources as we work our way through the day.